in just a few short weeks, you will be into the night of Honeysuckle Summer Love at the Alton Riverfront Amphitheater. And I told you we were going to have a full studio with Leah here soon, and now we do.
Yes, we do. Good morning.
Well, you know what? I will let you do the introductions because this is kind of cool. We have cousins, sisters, the whole kit and caboodle here for this.
I'm surrounded by doctors, but for today's purpose, I'm going to, we're going to be a little informal. But this is Dr. Cooley, also known as Tracy. She's one of the actresses in Honeysuckle Summer Nights.
Really cool.
My baby sister, Dr. Becoat, Nana. And then my big sister, Dr. Jones, Deedee.
And we're trying to get everyone in on camera. We'll tighten it all up.
Okay.
You're okay, Deedee?
Hi.
And Deedee is married to one of my favorite people.
Yes,
Can I share a story?
Absolutely.
I shouldn't do this because he doesn't want me to, but I coach the middle school soccer team. And they called me and they said, CJ, no one's coaching this team. We had a coach kind of leave and we need someone to do it. And I said, okay, I'll do it. Well, here's the issue with middle school. Not everyone has equipment. So I called my dad and I said, Dad, we have kids that don't have shin guards. We aren't going to be able to play. He coaches Alton High. And he goes, well, reach out and I'll call a few people. Well, I picked up the phone and called Deedee Jones, and he had pairs of shin guards and everything those kids needed. And I just wanted to kind of shout that out because he's a wonderful person. What a great family. This is kind of a tough act to follow. We got doctors in the house and everything.
Yeah, we do.
Well, how does Three Purple Coat Productions really tie into that family dynamic?
Oh boy, that's a good question. I'm concerned about Deedee. I'm trying to scoot us down.
No, you're fine.
So Three Purple Coats, number one, it's three sisters, Deedee, Leah, and Nana. I love the color purple. I think we all love the color purple, don't we?
Or some shade variation.
Yeah, some variation, shade hue of purple. I love the color purple. And then Coats. Our last name is Becoat, so Three Purple Coats. And I guess, Nana, should I give you some props? I was thinking about it, and she always says, I actually gave the name. I gave you the name Three Purple Coats. So I'm like,
Did you? How did it happen?
I don't remember.
Good answer.
So then I will take ownership. If
That's
can't
what
remember,
you do.
I'll take ownership.
Well, fill me in just growing up, what life was like as a family, and was the arts, was reading, was listening to music, all of that. Was that a big proponent of growing up?
Deedee.
Yes,
Yes.
was it? I mean, really, if you lived in our household, the assumption was that you were going to either sing or play an instrument at a young age. As soon as you were physically capable of plunking on a piano, playing a violin, blowing into a horn, bamming on drums, whatever the case may be, we were exposed to music at a young age. And I can recall even going to the Muni and theater as a young age. I remember sitting in the free seats. I just remember that. And so theater has been a very important, as well as music, have been an important part of our life. And even going in our faith too, because we all attended the same church. And we were exposed to music there, singing in the choir. So it's kind of come full circle with Leah, who has always been a master storyteller since the age of 5. What was it? What was your first written?
Before I became a storyteller, I was a little bit of a little liar. So
I was getting ready to bring it up. I was like, all right, what time?
So I was a told little white lies, but once I saw the light, I became a storyteller. So the first story that I remember is Skelly and the Pumpkin. And I remember
the
fourth
pumpkin.
grade,
and
I think it was like 11 pages, and I was so excited, and I thought, wow, maybe I have something here. But Deedee is right. I mean, we would hear Howling Wolf, we would hear classical, all kinds of different genres of music. Go ahead.
Just a question on that, because, for me, when I grew up, this is a true story. I thought that Johnny Cash and Elvis were still alive in 2004 because there was that damn radio station, 1430 or whatever it was called, and I would listen to that thinking, oh my goodness, this is some great new music, not knowing they were dead in the water, But I always was diversified in all these different components. And now, how important was it for you guys to have that diversified, palette of different music, of different performances that you were a part of? Did it help you when you guys were growing up and just how you evolved as students and really now leaders?
I want to say this. I don't think we knew well, at a young age, I don't think I knew, as far as the understanding that it was important. I knew that it was just a part of our everyday life, that there was a rhythm and there was a flow and there was a beat, a percussion, there was movement always. So when you grow up with that, it's just common. This is, and you think this is what everyone does. Every family does, but not necessarily. So for me, it was one of my greatest gifts to be able to listen and feel.
Yeah.
And also I played the piano. I said, I'm going to play until I can compete with those rich girls. And once I can compete with them, I'm out of here. And I mean, I just admired them so much. And once I got to that level, I said, Dad, I'm done. And I quit. I think I was like 15, but Sister Carmelita, it was just an amazing experience. But Deedee, how important do you think the arts and Nana, music and all that?
I'm going to defer to Nana. I'm the bookend here. I guess you could say I was kind of the bookie. I did not get that storytelling gift, which is why I think I admire it so much.
Yeah.
In my siblings, just their literary, their fund of knowledge when it comes to literature.
That would be Nana.
My sister, who just completed her doctorate, and who is an educator. Our mother, we are the product of an educator, a lifelong educator, 30 years. We understand the power of words and of education and the need for that. And that has shaped who we are and our values. And storytelling and theater is a form of education. And Nana, I think you can speak to the power of literature in the arts and how you weave that into your own classroom experience. Again, I look with amazement. I am in awe. They're the smart ones. They're the smart ones in the family. They all are. I mean, really,
She's
love it.
being very modest.
No,
Yes, she is.
they are.
very
They're
modest.
just amazing. You just love. I appreciate these gifts that they have.
Can I touch on that though?
Yeah.
It's not very often you see a family that praises everyone's strengths and is jealous of that, because, and not jealous, but just in awe, because you're right. I mean, when I was just listening to all of you talk, even before the show started, the segment did, there's just amount of love and just amount of proudness here of how well everyone's done. And I just hope people at home take a little bit of a picture, because we all get around Thanksgiving and Christmas time and family gatherings where the side talking starts to happen a little bit, and they're lying, or that ain't true. This dynamic is so cool to see everyone just supporting each other and praising strengths, and just, I love it.
We're not throwing anyone in a pit because of their coat of colors. We are
love
praising
this.
everyone. We love.
God, I love this.
Yes.
Nana, you're on off the hook.
Exactly.
She ain't off the hook.
As the youngest of the sisters, I like to stay off the hook. I tell them all the time in our text message threads, I'm like, I'm just really thankful I'm the youngest and I have you two to look up to and to follow, and to follow in the path that you're blazing. It's just always an honor, and I'm really grateful for that. And I like to joke and say, they stopped at me because they got it right finally. That's true. At the same, it's just like a little dig at them. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm just glad you all are my older sisters. It's really just something that I really am so honored and grateful that God blessed me to be part of this family.
And then real quick, going back to the question that I asked just about education and developing, in your experience, how is that diversified genre of palette beneficial for the education and growth process in children?
I think it's very beneficial to expose children to a wide variety of genres, whether it's music, literature, the different types of art. And as an educator, that's what I've always tried to do in my classroom, is expose children to a wide variety. I teach English, but we'll be listening to classical music, and they're like, why are you playing that? I grew up playing classical music. Like, this for me is my jam. This is my happy place. Or I'll play a little jazz. They're like, who is that? But then you also love when you have the student who comes up to you and they say, wait a second, was that Thelonious Monk? And you're like,
wow.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah.
Jim, and you're like, you start sharing playlists. It's just really great to let kids hear of a wide variety, and then to hear from them what they're exposed to, and really kind of talk about what the similarities and differences are. And I really love that this is what Leah is bringing to the stage, is this wide variety for everybody to really be able to enjoy. I think that's really powerful.
Oh, sorry.
No, say speaking of stage, Tracy is just sitting here so supportive and silent.
Yeah, what the heck,
is
Tracy?
Our cousin, and we grew up with Tracy.
Yeah.
Tracy and I graduated together. And when I think about theater and education, Tracy she embodies theater,
Yeah.
education,
goodness.
arts,
I love it.
health. And so, Tracy, you just have to share how you have used your life experiences and the platform that Leah has presented you, just both in your classroom, on the stage. I mean, she might show up in her classroom because she's a professor at SIUE.
Oh.
In a costume, right?
Yeah.
I've heard
Yeah.
that. Tell,
Can I ask why?
Yeah, tell us about this.
And don't forget your son. There are so many different layers, but go ahead.
I teach mental health,
Okay.
and one of the things that I do occasionally is that I will show up as looking like a homeless person, just to see how the students will respond. So it's just teaching them that don't judge people by how they look. You really need to get to know that individual. And then when I get up, welcome to the class, they're like,
The hell? I want to ask you about that too, because that's a very important conversation. Because in the world of social media influencers, where every kid thinks, well, all the people my age are on private jets that they don't own, and they're just taking all these pictures and living a false sense of identity. You know, sometimes as people, I think we look to see the gold-plated ceiling. You know, we look to see the stained glass window and all the beautiful cosmetics of a building, and that's what defines success for that business, that entity. But you know, when Leah, you started in that gravel parking lot with hefty bags as curtains and all these things, it had nothing to do with the talent that was out there. Those are just secondary. And I think as people, we always look for this grand showcase of confetti guns and fireworks. But sometimes the greatest content is made with just the most simple ideas. And I just wanted to kind of tie that in from your first show to where you are now. I mean, that's pretty good testament. What are your thoughts, Tracy?
I mean, that is so true because, you know, we have a tendency to want to write someone's story just by how they look.
Yep.
And a lot of times that is not at all exact as you look at that individual. So when you start to really engage with that person, you start to understand the different gifts that they have.
Yeah.
So theater for me is pulling out some of those gifts that I could not normally express on my other different platforms. So being on that stage, I'm a different person. I really embody the character. I walk it, I live it. Even with my costumes, when she says, "Okay, you're gonna play this part," I'm just like, "Okay, well, I gotta get my costume together." Let me start searching.
It's a comfortability thing, though, because you're comfortable with who you are. I always found that fascinating with performing, too, because the people that are kind of, you know, go out there and maybe are a little bit gun shy. My perception, just from pro wrestling and all the stage stuff that I've done, is that it's because we aren't the most confident in just our day-to-day lives anyway, currently. So when you perform, you can really see it. But when you see someone that's confident with who they are and they love who they are, when they're on stage, it doesn't matter what part. It just takes the breath away of the audience.
And I can't leave this out, how the arts also impacts mental health.
Oh, yeah, please. Film.
Because you think about this, you have individuals that most of the time they are not able to express their emotions. But when they're on that stage and they embody different characters, that gives them that outlet. Not only that, it builds their confidence. It helps them to be able to focus because you have to learn your lines. It teaches you how to balance just different things. Knowing your blocking, remembering your lines, remembering how to interact with that other charder. So
Social skills.
yes,
Critical thinking.
yes.
Critical thinking. You know, there was a great radio commercial. I know I don't even listen to radio anymore, but there was in the car there was a radio commercial about this a school in St. Louis, Confluence Academy, and about how they're so focused on critical thinking and how important that is. And you know, just all of you, if it's okay for me to ask, because it seems like everyone's pretty qualified right now to talk about this one. How important is the critical thinking component when you're on stage or you're, working on shows, you're working a part of your day-to-day life, and did arts help you with your critical thinking component?
For me, I also want to get back to the gravel parking
Oh, please
lot
do.
and then come back to the critical thinking. Sometimes when you have excess, you may not try as hard, or your creativity may not flow as it should or be on the highest level because you have everything you need. But when you're starting out with rocks and dirt and you have to make those mud pies or stories from the mud, you are really, I would say, vibing or musing on a different level because you're pulling all that you have, all the inspiration in order to express a story or tell a story. So it's not always bad to start from nothing.
No.
Because the best things, the inventors, they start with an idea and go from there. So I did want to...
well, that's why I said it, because, Leah, you didn't need to have the Fabulous Fox to put on a great
But
show.
I want to go there.
We're going to eventually.
We're going there one day.
And we're getting out of the amphitheater, so we're getting down the road.
Yes.
But you don't need the Taj Mahal to have a Nutcracker-esque performance of a show that people remember. And that's what I think's always good. And you're right about that. And you're going to be on the Fox soon.
I am. I have that on my goal list. And critical thinking, I think for me, I always I defer to my baby sister, Nana, and I say, can you just go over the story and tell me this, that, and the other? Because sometimes when you're in it and you're writing it, you don't realize all the tools that you're using as far as your mind and critical thinking and the foundational things of like English and storytelling. So that's where I kind of, say, well, Nana, can you check this over? But for me, critical thinking comes when I have to market and learn the business side of what I do, because I can be in the garden with the roses and the tulips and create the story. But once I come out of that story, we got to raise some money. We got to market. We got to do this. We have to get costumes. We have to write letters. So that is where the critical thinking part of what I do. And then sometimes when I have to assess or evaluate people on the stage, I have to literally turn that creative mind off and say, okay, Leah, let's get to business here. I have to think on a different level, which isn't always comfortable for me. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Tracy, you're up next.
I have to piggyback on what you said, thinking outside of the box. The arts has really helped me to be able to think outside of the box, because we have we're given different tools and things that we can use for basic things and to get through life. But when you're able to critically thinking outside the box to reach those goals and to create those outcomes that you want, that's huge.
Touch your audience.
Yeah.
100%. Nana?
Yeah.
Once again, I'm trying to critically stay.
No.
You got this.
I'm soaking it all in. As an educator, this is just par for the course. It's something that we focus on all the time. And I love how Leah always brings in the youth to be part of this, because we see how it helps them just not only personally, but I feel like it's helping them as well in the classroom, because they're seeing success in the theater, they're seeing success in their neighborhoods and just interacting with other people, and then that translates to them as students. They start to get this confidence to say, if I'm able to do these things outside of the classroom, what am I able to do like inside of the classroom? They're able to transfer those types of skills over, which I feel like is amazing. And I really appreciate that Leah always brings in young people because they need that exposure, because it does really help with their critical thinking skills.
To piggyback on that real quick before we move on to Deedee's answer, what's it like too for a student when they see something start as not even an egg? I mean, it's literally just an idea that's nothing. It's not tangible. You can't see it. What's that do for them when they see that long process kind of and that hard work pay off? Does it really, in your opinion, help them in the long run?
I definitely think it does. It's like you said earlier, we live in this microwave generation where kids see like a clip on TikTok and they think, oh, wow, you see a 10-second clip, even shorter than that. Like,
right! You're right!
10 seconds is a long time. Let's be honest. For them, it's like, that's a long time. And they think that, oh, wow, they did this so quickly, or wow, they achieved that. But they don't see all the things that happen behind the scenes.
No, they don't.
Like how many takes it took to get that, how many edits, how many cuts. And when you're doing this type of work live, it's even different. You have to think about the fact that, wait a second, I don't get to say cut while I'm on the stage.
Right.
No.
Right.
There is no pause while you're performing in front of a live audience. So they get that whole nother level of this critical thinking aspect of, wait a second, I really have to be able to perform
in
real time.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Talk about IRL, right?
Yeah.
Right.
In real
Right.
life.
Right.
It's an
real time,
accountability.
that's right.
I mean, it's an accountability because if you do the work, you know you're going to be just fine whenever stage time hits. But if you don't and you're kind of maybe playing catch up a little bit and you'll get the Cliff Notes version, that's never going to happen.
No.
Really
Some people
interesting.
don't want to do the work.
You're
They
right.
don't want to go through the process.
You're right. And Deedee, I haven't forgotten about you.
No,
over
no.
there.
As you notice, I pulled on my
She's-
pen. I'm like,
She did. I saw her. She was taking notes.
Well,
But
you
that's,
know,
go
no.
ahead. Dee. Mhm.
I'm on the bookend, but as I listened and I was trying to process just some of the ideas that everyone has shared, it kind of brings me back to just these elements of critical thinking. One, and I think Three Purple Coats embodies this, is first of all, is that Leah piques one's curiosity. You know, curiosity. Curiosity is the essence of aspiration. So what happens, people come, and maybe perhaps some of your listeners are thinking, I'm curious about Three Purple Coats and what they're bringing to the Riverbend area. So then aspiration comes when you see a person on the stage.
It does.
And even at my age, I think of Tracy and I thought, okay, I have an aspiration to be in one of Leah's productions. One of these days, okay? With that, then innovation, because Leah writes everything, it's all original. Not all of this is original. The innovation is unparalleled. But after the innovation requires a collaboration. And that is what Three Purple Coats represents.
Yeah.
Is 10 years of amazing
11.
11 years.
My 11th year.
Yeah, 10 was last year, sorry. Collaboration. And with that, all of that leads to then, the critical thinking, developing your emotional IQ. We talk a lot about that.
Yes, we do.
And ultimately, I want to leave Leah's productions with this sense of gratitude. The gratitude that I'm glad I came. So for anyone listening, be curious. Come and see the innovation, see the collaboration, be inspired, aspire to become a part of it. And
Before
then-
you expire.
That's
No.
my sister. That is my sister. Yes, before you expire. Thank you. Get it on. Okay. And then leave with a sense of gratitude. Okay. I will put my pencil in.
No, that was seriously so cool. That was so cool. So why don't we do this? I have a couple of more questions, but I want to reset a tiny bit because we got to keep things moving for a couple of schedules. We'll
Yes.
take a quick pause, 10:35. But before I do, are you looking for a fresh start on the road to recovery? A life free from addictions possible, and it starts with our friends at Centerstone. Centerstone is a national leader in mental health and substance use disorder treatment for people of all ages, with a commitment to delivering care that truly changes people's lives. Centerstone's dedicated clinicians use evidence-based practices in their treatment programs, meaning the recovery care plan is developed for you based on the latest science. Not one of those templates where, everyone tried it for 20 years. Maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. They're working for you. There's so many unknowns on the road to recovery, but one thing you can know for sure, Centerstone will be a constant guiding force for you on your recovery journey. Addiction can happen to anybody. Throw that out the window. But you know what else can happen? Recovery.
Yes.
Recovery
That's
can
right.
happen to anybody. So start working towards yours today, or keep this information for a loved one when they need it most by going to recoverwithus.org or by calling 1-877-HOPE-123. You can also hang out with Centerstone and myself on the first and last Wednesday of each month as we tackle this very important topic.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Center.
Hey, Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got Joey.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. Little bit of ELO and a lot of Three Purple Coat Productions in the studio. All over the world is where Leah Becoat and Three Purple Coats Productions will be at not even 5 years. I think all over the world. We're going to do
Yes, I receive it.
diving right back into the interview. Tracy, you have been preparing. We're only a couple of weeks away.
Right.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, good answer. Good answer, Deedee.
Yes, I'm
always ready.
Yes, I'm ready. I actually start preparing when she first states
script.
that we are going to
Yeah.
do something. So I'm automatically I get into performance mode.
Really cool. And how do you prepare? What's it look like?
Lying in my bed, going over my lines, doing my dance routine in my head, costumes, on Amazon.
Yes.
Well, and as you're preparing for this and getting ready to take the stage, what's your takeaway that the audience could have after seeing your performance from Honeysuckle Summer Nights?
First of all, I've played a lot of different roles.
Which one's your favorite?
I've been playing roles since 2016.
Yep.
I played the Wicked Witch, Officer Donut,
Bessie Smith.
Bag Lady.
I knew her. The bag lady, right?
Huh?
From State Street that walks down with the bags? Oh, no, different.
No,
Okay.
no.
I would say my favorite role would be Officer Donut
Was it why?
Oh, wow.
because I've always wanted to be a police officer.
Really? That's so cool.
Yeah, it was
That's
a
so
role.
cool.
Yeah, very
Comic
cool role.
relief. Yeah.
Yes. But for the performance coming up on August 3rd, it's a little bit different character than I've normally played. I'm more sophisticated and I would say maybe a little snooty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, darling.
Yeah. Darling.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that because it's a different character, and I don't want to give it all. All the
Yeah.
You just got to
nuggets.
You want
tease
to
it.
pique the curiosity.
You just got to tease it a little
Texas
bit.
Hold'em.
Oh, and we'll just say
Yeah,
that
well,
word.
that's all we're going to say.
Texas Hold'em. Will be one of the nuggets in the event on August 3rd. So come on out and see me just move around on the stage and embrace this new character. You won't be disappointed.
Really cool. And Deedee, as we're kind of wrapping up our portion together, we're still going to keep talking, but we just got to keep moving down the road. What's your takeaway for the audience as they prepare for Honeysuckle Summer Nights? What's your excitement?
Can you move and get down here so we can see you?
Okay.
Because she has to leave.
Come on, Deedee.
I was about to say
It's like
parting view,
Price
but
is
I don't
Right.
like that.
Price is right. Come on down.
Okay.
Come on, Deedee. We're going to be wrapping
Oh
up here.
boy. I was very happy not being on camera. But
There's Deedee. I love it.
Girls. Good girls. Okay. All right. See, that distracted me.
No, it's okay.
I was enjoying being on the
So
end.
as we close, what would you
As
like
we
to
close, I think that this production is for everyone. It is. I hope that people are curious and that they come with an expectation to just have fun And the word that I've embraced recently is the word linger. And I think it's a perfect opportunity to come out, bring a blanket,
Bring your own chair.
bring your
blanket.
chair, just linger, bring people that you love, people that you've been perhaps wanting to get together with. Because, it's been a busy summer.
Yeah.
And even vacations aren't exactly designed for lingering. You come home exhausted. So it's an opportunity, one of the final days of summer
Yeah,
before
I
you go
didn't
back to
realize that.
school for adults, is for ages 18
Ages
and
18
older,
and up.
to come and just linger and be inspired, to appreciate what the Riverbend has to offer in the form of the arts. It's for all people, all races, all creeds, all ages above 18. And just come out and have a good time and just see what Leah and her beautiful cast have been up to. I don't know I'm just excited. I'm really,
Yeah.
really, really excited. And so that would be my parting comment.
And can I say one more thing? Come out and experience an evening of love.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the
You
overarching thing.
when you leave the performance on August 3rd, you will feel love. You will just feel love will be showered
Yeah.
throughout that evening. So
Love and linger.
yes,
Yeah, love and linger.
yes, yes.
That's how you build that one. Love and
Yes.
linger at
Yes.
Honeysuckle Summer
Linger
Nights.
with those you love.
Yes.
Yeah,
Ooh.
linger with those.
There we go. That's the shirt.
That's the word.
Yeah.
That's the phrase. The time is 10:43, and we are going to take a little bit of a pause, but Leah isn't going nowhere. We're still going to keep talking about Three Purple Coats Productions, because why the hell not? It's a Friday, and we need to have some fun. No problem. Thank you
Thank
both for your
you.
time
Thank you
today,
for
and thank you, everybody. We'll take a quick pause. Daily Show on a Friday. Hit you in the nose next.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, Free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBenderRadio.com.
Welcome back to our Daily Show. Here's CJ. Welcome back. 10:47. A little bit of change on this Friday morning. Back with Three Purple Coats Productions. Leah and Nana back in. Nana.
Oh, you're the nanny.
Well, you know what's funny is I kept thinking is I call my grandma Nana, so all I kept thinking of was my grandma, and I'm like, no, I don't want to say Nana because that's grandma.
Yeah, that's her name.
Yep, it is. And a doctor.
Yeah, Dr. Becoat.
When did you get your doctorate?
I literally just graduated in May. So
Brand new.
That's so cool.
She's got that new car smell, that new doctor smell.
I've got that. I'm tired and I just want to sit around and linger.
Linger.
Linger's a great word. I like the word linger.
Yes, I like it too.
So, Honeysuckle Summer Nights, just to go over the details, if we could, for our audience, date and time again?
Saturday, August 3rd. Gates open at 6. The show begins at 7. So from 7 to 8:45, it's loosely scripted where we incorporate the theater aspect as we segue into each act. And then 8:45, there's an intermission. 9 p.m., Retro Boogie Band out of St. Louis gets up from 9 to 10. And we're done. And we do have the food trucks there. So yeah, gates open at 6. You can purchase tickets at the gate or by visiting Three Purple Coats Facebook page or Today's Beauty Supply in Alton.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Well, and as we're in the home stretch,
Yes.
what's the most difficult part about this part of stage in the process?
I think when fatigue.
Yeah.
When you don't have a team per se, everyone, is busy. And prayerfully next year I will have a team. But I think the fatigue starts setting in right along with the excitement. So for me, I have to start pacing myself.
Yeah.
And to make sure that I have energy for August 3rd. Actually, 2nd and 3rd because, you're always preparing.
Well, and I don't know how you feel about this, but for me anyway, after a show's done, people, and sometimes, I might have a great interview. Oh man, that was wonderful. And it's like, yeah, thanks. You're just so, is that kind of how you are on show night when it's all kind of getting going and said and all the hard thoughts are gone and you're just able to.
No, that's when the hard thoughts begin.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah.
Explain. I am very fascinated now.
That is when the madness truly
That's
begins.
when you get the text messages afterward and the calls. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
And
I would like for her to just be like, oh, yeah, that was
okay.
But-
What are they like? I gotta be nosy now.
Well, for me, it's like, hey, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And from her perspective, it's like, how was it? Was everything great? Leah, everything was perfect.
Yeah.
I have never left the show feeling like, well, that was a waste of my time.
But you know what, though? I mean, not to piggyback off of what you said, but it's a wonderful point. Right now in society, it's a whole generation thing for me, is that we're kind of okay with being mediocre.
Oh, no.
Where it's like, well, it could have gone better, but it wasn't the worst, so good day. And to me, I think we need that mindset. Maybe not too hypercritical where we're in a microscope of ourselves, but just to be truly honest and say, you know what? Next year, or we could have done this a little bit different, or we weren't on our best performance. And I think we'd all be better off as people that way, too.
Yeah. And there, for us growing up, there was just excellence, period.
Yeah.
Excellence in everything. Our mother, we talk about hyper, it's like OCD, and every other DD, it's like, my goodness, Nancy. But so we grew up with a standard that sometimes was hard to meet, I'll be honest with you. And for someone like me who has a skin disorder, and which is why I started writing in the first place, as a way to, why am I different? Why can't I be normal per se? But now that I'm older, it was a gift in that I was able to story tell. But for me, I think I'm in it, and I can't see the beauty or the diamonds because I'm constantly moving and shaking and doing all the things in order for a production to be successful. So when I'm out of it, and then it's like, I don't see it as the audience does. Number one, I'm usually behind a curtain,
right.
So their perspective is completely different from mine. I don't think I'll ever have that. The difference with the amphitheater, I have no curtain to hide behind.
That's true.
There's no curtain.
That's true. That'd be a big curtain.
So I have to be okay with it and know that I have done my very best, as well as prepared everyone to the best of my ability. Yeah.
And I want to come back on that as we're wrapping up. But Nana, I want to ask you this. How have you been able to see the productions evolve throughout the years? And what are your thoughts on that alone?
Yeah.
This has been an amazing journey, honestly. Like a long time ago, I made a vision board, and I had like the number 3 and these things on it. And I feel like through Leah, I've seen some of those visions in the past. I'm like, I think that was meant for us. It was like three forces coming together. So I've seen like the progression, and I actually was on stage on that gravel parking lot.
Yeah, she was one of the I made her. I'm like, you're the tell them.
Yeah.
I gotta know.
I'm not the world's best actress, so I feel like I get reeled in when nobody else is available. It's like, okay, I'll lend my very not great acting chops. And to see the progression has been amazing. We've been on the parking lot. We've been at Alton High. We've been at Hathaway.
Alton Little Theater.
Alton Little Theater.
Nice
So
stage,
it's just been this journey. The trajectory, I feel like, has just, every plateau has just gotten better and better. I remember you even performed, what was the place over by the cemetery? Back in the day, remember you were flicking the lights?
No,
the Human Development Center.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Sure did.
What?
Oh my God.
You have no, I just saw the reaction. You just brought back a flash of memories. Yeah.
That was like 2002 or 3. Yeah. I did a small, of course, I started my gift in church, other than home, the bedroom. They saw the gift. Hey, Leah, could you write a little skit? So I think I did it 17, but fast forward to maybe 2002 or 3, I did The King of Kings at Webster Temple, Church of God in Christ. We didn't charge. It was just me testing the water. I, of course, had youth that I knew and wrote everything, the songs. And my son was like, Mom, did you write that King Herod song? I said, Nigel, I wrote everything. He was amazed.
I still remember that song.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That is incredible.
It was a bop.
It's a banger. And I reuse them. I recycle and reuse. But I forgot a pastor saw that or heard about it. And I did. We did it at his Human Development Center. Wow. So that does bring. But one of the other things is that people talk about my writing. They're like, do you have a crystal ball in your house? I'm like, no. Because many of the things that I write, like I had her as a yoga instructor in 2013. She's now a yoga instructor. She has her certification. So many things that happen, they'll say, well, how'd you know my uncle's name was Silas? Or did you know I worked at Pizza Hut? Every single show. So that's
I need her to write me as a multimillionaire.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, can you write me as maybe the next, I don't know, big talk show host? I'll take that. And write me with $1 million check, I think. Please?
I have one under my mat. Yeah. What was it? Jim Carrey. You know the story about Jim Carrey? Okay, you're young. So he, was just starting out. You know how we see the 5-minute clip on Instagram where you have all things gold and platinum and diamonds. Well, it is a journey before you get there. So he's a struggling actor, but he says that he wrote himself a check for $5 million. He put it in his wallet. Time, went on, and eventually he got a role. They paid him $5 million. He said by the time it happened, though, that check was almost see-through because of the journey that he was on. So, yeah, go ahead and write yourself a check and put it in your wallet.
See, that's a good thing, though, and a good note for anyone in this community that wants to do stuff. Because in life right now, it seems like there's always this hang-up of, well, how do I do it? Well,
you start.
Thank you. That was my question. You just do it. Yeah. And from all the, I'm sure there's always been a hurdle thrown in and roadblocks. How do you navigate that? Is it just your faith? Is it your confidence? What really drives you through those? Because sometimes, even though a roadblock's small, with the momentum and the way some things happen in life, they can really upend a lot of productions, and it never has for you.
It is faith. It is also a will, like your own mental constitution and fortitude. I think sometimes I overlook that part of who I am because I rely on my faith and my family. She's like, snap out of it. I'm over it. I can't hear that today from you, Leah. I'm like, dang it. But then I sometimes overlook the courage, because it takes courage to have a work and present it, depending on what it is. And then to be okay with how they think or feel about it, because I can control the story, but I don't control how you connect to it or how you feel. And you have to be able to say, okay, that was that, and move on. You have to. Sometimes I ruminate. I linger too long with what is negative instead of saying, my God, I did it. Let's move on. So yeah, the Fox Theater it's in sight.
It's coming. We're down to the home stretch of this conversation. But Nana, while I have you, before we wrap up with Leah over there, what's your takeaway for the audience ahead of Honeysuckle? I do get paid.
You sucker?
I do get paid to do this job. Honeysuckle Summer Nights. Oh my God.
You're fine.
Save me, Nana. Save me.
Save CJ. Save him.
Throw me one over here. So I feel like it's just as Deedee said earlier. If you come, you just linger with the loved ones.
Yeah.
From Leah's, it's like an alliteration. Linger with the loved ones with Leah's production. I don't think I've ever experienced, like I said earlier, I've never walked away from a production feeling like that was a waste.
Yeah.
I've never felt like, and it's not just because she's my sister, because I'm still the
very
youngest, so I'll
critical.
still be critical.
Right.
You know, when she sends me stuff, I'll read and I'm like, no, take this out. I don't like that. I'm going to be honest.
Red marks everywhere.
Not a lot of purple marks. I use a purple.
We keep the theme.
Yeah, I keep the theme going. But I feel like this is a great opportunity also for our community to really support one of our local artists here who's really
Local talent.
local talent, people who live here, who have spent their lives here and who are still rooted in this community and giving back. There's nothing greater
He's a
than
coach.
that. Yeah.
One of the middle school coaches.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People that you know, that you see in the grocery stores, that you pass, you know, when you're driving down the street, you're like, was that such and such? It sure was. And then you might see them on the stage.
Yep.
Yeah.
I literally one time had a kid come up to me after I performed in one of Leah's plays. I don't know if I told you this. They said, were you in that play? I felt like a celebrity. I said, I sure
They do.
I sure was. But, you know, it's just a great opportunity to really spend some time, like you said, at the end of summer before we all get back to this rat race of going back to work. And, you know, it's just a nice, and the price is right for it, too.
Yeah.
Like, you can't beat that price.
No, you can't.
Can I at least say that?
Yeah.
As well? Like, you can't beat that price.
No.
Like, that's a movie ticket. And you're getting live theater.
Great music.
People who you can actually go and talk to afterward, you know, and pat on the back. There's nothing better than that.
We have pretty cool stage design that I have.
Oh, her stage
set up.
design is also, yeah,
Before
it's out of this world.
Before we say goodbye and wrap up for the week,
Yes.
Give me your final thoughts, Leah, on this. And then if in those final thoughts you want to share with me what the stage is going to start to look like, that might be warranted too.
I'll start with the stage, and that I would say beauty. Beauty.
That's
beauty
cool.
and love. I think that one of my goals is to put a sweet aroma down by the river under the stars, celebrating performing arts, live music, and the gift that God has given me that I can share with others and through others. So yeah,
Really
it's gonna be pretty amazing.
And then for one final time, date, time, and ticket price, please.
Saturday, August 3rd. Gates open at 6. Show starts at 7. Yes, we are prompt. Now, if you're late, you're going to miss some good Etta James. You're going to miss some Shaka Khan. You're going to miss the Jared Hennings Band. So make sure that you're timely, because we are timely people. Bring your chair or blanket. We have food trucks lined up. Lulu's Nice Ice, LeMay's Catering, McClinton, Heavenly Scented Popcorn. I think one more. So yeah, just come expecting to have a wonderful time.
There you go. That's how we'll wrap up the week. I'm out of here. I'll see you.
Peace and love.
Oh, just great conversations today. I'll see you back here on Monday for more of our daily show. So join me then, won't you? Until then, just try your very best, as always, to have a great weekend and stay out of jail.